So can you be both fat and fit at the same time? Let's talk about it. Let me know down in the comments if you believe it or not that you can be both fat while also consider yourself to be healthy and fit at the same time. No judgment, just let me know down in the comments your thought on that debate. This idea that you can be both overweight while still completely healthy is something that gets tossed around quite a bit. And let's be honest, it's a rather comforting thought. I mean, who wouldn't want to believe that as long as they stay active, that is enough to keep them healthy and living a long life, right? Well, not exactly. Today, we're going to be breaking down the truth behind this claim because a new study has just dropped that challenges everything that people think they know about this debate. And if you ever thought to yourself,
hey, I exercise regularly, so I don't need to worry about my weight.
Or maybe you've read some articles, seen some podcasts where they're talking about how BMI is outdated, it's inaccurate, so don't even bother with it. This is definitely the video for you. You're going to want to stick around because while yes, that may be partially true at best, it's not the full story. And ignoring the rest of the equation on what it takes to build healthy habits and maintain them for the long term is what's holding you back from having real, lasting health. So let's break down just where this idea of being both fat and fit really comes from. The phrase fat but fit has been pushed by some experts who believe that as long as you stay active and you have no immediate health issues, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about your weight, just keep living your best life. And let me be abundantly and infinitely clear, your fitness matters. Someone who exercises regularly is obviously in much better shape than someone who is not doing anything at all, just being a lazy, sedentary person. But, hear me out. Being active doesn't cancel out all the negative health effects that come with being overweight or even obese. And this is where a lot of people are led down a false path of poor health. They believe that as long as they hit the gym semi-regularly or they're getting some steps in or just doing the bare minimum, that's all they need to do. Their weight doesn't matter, their health is going to be good to go, and man, they are setting themselves up for a lot of issues down the line. The reason I say this is because we have to look at the bigger picture. Because a lot of people falsely believe that fitness is just being able to move well and, let's be honest, look good. But there's a lot more to it beyond that. We have to go beyond the surface and look at what else is going on inside of your body and the processes within your body. Because you feel okay now doesn't mean that there aren't health issues that are going to creep up later on down the line as you're carrying a lot of excess body weight. You could be setting yourself up for issues like, diabetes or hypertension, where you could have a surprise heart attack, or you could even be setting yourself up to have a stroke at some unknown point later on in your life. This is all because carrying excess fat, especially around your midsection, is where the danger lies. So what does the science say about all this? As I pointed out earlier, a recent study came out that looked specifically at BMI and overall health. And you're gonna like hearing this. That study confirms that BMI is not telling the full picture. It doesn't give the most accurate picture of how healthy an individual is. This is because BMI doesn't account for your muscle mass, your fat distribution, or even your overall body composition. And I can say this because I have been told by my own BMI that I'm overweight. Yeah, the man you're looking at right now, according to BMI standards, is overweight. Looking at me, you wouldn't believe it, but when you put in my numbers for BMI, I'm overweight. This is because, as you look at me, I carry a large amount of muscle mass. I also do not have a large amount of body fat, and this is all because of the lifestyle I've created for myself, where I eat healthy and balanced the majority of the time, I strength train regularly, and I stay as active as possible while I'm awake. So BMI tells me I'm overweight, but when you look at the full picture of what I have going on, you can see that it's not an accurate representation of who I truly am and how my health really is. So beyond the fact that BMI doesn't tell you the full picture, there's another key takeaway from this study. If we have two overweight individuals that are both active in the same way, one person is overweight with excess body fat and the other person is overweight to the same level but has a lot more muscle mass and less body fat, the individual who's carrying less body fat and more muscle is much healthier than the other individual who is just as active but is carrying a larger amount of body fat. This is all because that excess body fat is what is holding on to a lot of the risk factors for diabetes, heart disease, and even a stroke. Because you might think that fat is just stuff that hangs on you, but that's not the case. Body fat is an active, living cell, and because it is active, and especially active among your hormones, that is why those health issues are present. So just because you are active doesn't take away from the fact that carrying too much body fat, especially too much body fat around your midsection, is gonna set you up for big health issues down the line. So you have to look at the full picture to make sure you are setting your health up to be good and not deluding yourself about your health picture, and it's actually very bad. This isn't to say that exercise is pointless and shouldn't be done. It's just that exercise only does so much to improve and maintain proper health, and it is only part of the equation on what it takes to truly be healthy. Let me know any questions you have so far on what I've covered about the difference between being overweight with excess body fat and overweight but with extra lean tissue like muscle. So what does it mean to be truly fit and healthy? A lot of people mistakenly believe that fitness just means you can move well, you can lift heavy, and you can run a mile. And while yes, those are all some great attributes, they're not quite the full picture of what it means to truly be fit and healthy. The reason I say this is because real fitness isn't just about how you perform, it's about how healthy you are metabolically. This means that a truly fit and healthy person has certain attributes such as healthy blood sugar levels, so they're not going to become insulin resistant and have diabetes or other issues related to that. A truly fit person has a good balance of both lean tissue and fatty tissue. They're not the most shredded, most lean version of themselves, but they have enough lean tissue to minimize the negative health effects that come from having too much body fat. A truly healthy and fit person also has lower levels of chronic inflammation. That means their body isn't constantly holding onto water and being swollen up. A truly fit person also has strong cardiovascular health. This isn't someone that runs marathons all the time, but this is someone who is capable of going up sets of stairs without or just having regular normal functioning like walking around or interacting with kids if they have them, and they're not dying at that. They're capable of living and functioning without getting out of breath or feeling dizzy. You have to remember that being fit while still being overweight means that your body is constantly working harder than it should. That's because excess fat isn't an inactive tissue. It's actually hormonally active, and this increases your inflammation. And this was what makes you more prone to cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, strokes, you name it. There are a long list of medical issues that are all centered around carrying too much body fat, regardless if you're active or inactive. Here's the truth. Your overall health isn't just about whether you exercise or not. It's about your total daily habits. And this is where a lot of people are unfortunately misled. Simply because just hitting the gym for an hour doesn't undo what you're eating or how little you move the rest of the day. If you're still eating overly processed foods that are also very high in calorie, and you're not getting adequate amounts of protein or fiber, you're unfortunately going to keep yourself at an unhealthy weight range that can get harder and harder to escape out of the longer you continue on your path. And this is regardless of whether or not you work out, because we all can easily eat more food than we can possibly negate through exercise. So this is why we gotta talk about how much daily movement you get. Not more movement through exercise, but just more daily movement. Most people mistakenly believe that the only time calorie burning matters is when they're at the gym, when the reality is you have 24 hours during the entire day to account for the calories you put into your body. So it's not just about working out, it's about creating times to be more active and less sedentary. And the easiest way to do this, getting off your ass, getting up, and going for a walk. It's hands down one of the easiest ways you can increase your activity without making yourself go to the gym more or having to work out excessively. Because the fact is, working out for an hour of the day is great and fantastic. Keep doing that. But if that's the only time you're up and active, unfortunately, you're just a sedentary person who works out a little bit. You're missing out on a large portion of the puzzle that is keeping you stuck in your current health position. So what's the final real answer? Can you be both fat and fit at the same time? The reality is, not necessarily. While yes, if you are overweight but you are staying active, congratulations, you are doing better than someone who is completely sedentary. But the simple fact that you're carrying excess body weight and especially excess body fat still keeps you in the danger zone for a host of health issues such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and even strokes. So you do need to understand that being active is just the one component of health you are mastering, and you still need to work on the other components such as improving your diet, getting active throughout the day, and having an overall healthy balance to your lifestyle that keeps you healthy, that keeps you from accumulating excess body fat and allows you to live your best life. I've covered a couple of the components to what it takes to become healthy and do it in a simple way, but I'm gonna make it even easier for you. I have a simple, and I'm talking about super simple program that gets you started on strength training without being an obsessive gym rat. This is a program that is designed to teach you simple health information and to create a sustainable, healthy lifestyle that is not overwhelming, confusing, or stressful. In order to get in on this program, head down to the link in the description where I have my free fitness audit call where we're going to discuss your current health situation, your overall health goals, and at the end of the call, we will have a blueprint on what steps are necessary for you to achieve them. Like I said, this call costs you nothing but a little bit of your time, and if you're ready to take control over your health in a simple and sustainable way, head down to the video description, tap the link for the fitness audit call, and we can get started working on improving your health for the rest of your life. In just a moment, you're gonna see a preview for another video for my channel. Give it a watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day.